Alright guys, we are here on our next adventure up in Gatlinburg. Me and John are going to be popping into Star Cars. Now, this is a place I haven't been in at least a decade, and they said they get 3 new cars at least a year. With it being a decade, this is going to be a whole new exhibit for me. So, let's head inside. John said he's never been here either, so it'll be something new for him. Let's head inside and see what all they got to offer now. Now just outside here you can see one of the first exhibits is the Infinity Saga vehicle. It's the shield truck. You got your a GTR. There we go. Now right out here there is the Subaru BRZ from Fast and Furious. Alright guys, now we're gonna head inside here. He's right here kind of telling about it. One thing they ask, but you don't get inside the cars, they don't mind you taking pictures, ask all the questions you want. And they do have the in the car souvenir photos you can get, which I do believe are gonna be in the GTR here.
What is that from?
The next thing we're going to be walking up here is the old-timey Batmobile. This is from the 1966 TV series. You can see that they've got Batman and Robin back here in their outfit. Now you're going to notice as you're going through this, the Star Car Museum is just basically cars from movies, popular TV shows, things that if you've seen it, 9 times out of 10 you're going to know what it's from. And then over here now they've got a, oh, that's where you're going to be doing these souvenir photos. So it looks like you can actually get a photo inside the skyline there. This is just a little souvenir desk here. In the back they've got a Lamborghini. I don't think that everything is going to be straight from a movie though. Like this one here is just a very popular car. But it says that it was previously owned by Mike Tyson. See the big engine here in the back. Over here, you've got the Ice Charger, some Fast and Furious. Looks like they've got a lot of the Fast and Furious cars here in the very beginning, and then it'll branch over into one that has been basically canceled. Good old General Lee. Next thing you venture off into, you got the Flintstones. Old Dino here in the back. And over here we've got from the Terminator. It's not just cars, they do have motorcycles here as well. Right here you can see these are actual movie props, not for sale. Neat. That's gonna be things from, I believe, Terminator 1, 2. Doesn't look like anything from Terminator 3, just the first 2, as far as the movie props go. Here it looks like the next part of the museum is going to go upstairs. There's one that a little bit on the older side of things, but if you know about old Christine, this is the car that would basically try to kill people. This is going to be based off of a Stephen King novel. You can see right here. It's going to be talking about it. Now over here, another old-timey show, if you've ever seen it. The Munsters. You have the Dracula. See down here. This is Grandpa's little dragster that he had in one of the episodes. You can see right here, this is the poster showing off the George Barris Car Theater. This is the king of customizers. Scan right here if you want to get a little bit more info on him. And you got the little screen here that just tells about it. Well, we just saw the car down there. This is the Flintstones here on the screen.
Was something different in a motor car. So I went up the Big Bear Road, and I saw
just basically a screen in a movie
along
talking
the
about
side.
George
I got the
Barris and his
hacksaw
contributions to all the
and we
different
cut off
movies
the
and props and stuff that he did.
And we made what you call the tree stone body. We didn't have a big super engine to make the car run. We had to take his feet, and we started shaking the feet, and between shaking the feet,
Now, as you leave the theater, the first thing you're going to see is James Dean's Porsche. It's a Porsche 550 Spider. This car was built by George Barris to recreate James Dean's infamous cursed car for the film Race with Destiny. We'll go down that way in just a moment here, but next we've got it's a Willie Jeep, supposed to be Bumblebee from the Transformers. I believe that's what he was before he scanned the Camaro and got his fancy look. And this is the other Bumblebee, is the V-Dub Bug. And this side over here has got 007. Got one of his BMWs. We got a John there.
This is the Transformer Bumblebee.
You can see the inside. One of my favorite things about James Bond was all the gadgets and everything that he had on everything, whether it be his person, his vehicles. Always made me want to be a little spy when I was younger. And this one right here, this is from Pierce Brosnan version of James Bond. Give you guys a look here from the front. Now as we peel away from the Bumblebee section, the next thing we're going to be getting into is Smokey and the Bandit's Trans Am. But then directly across from that, we're going to get some Beverly Hillbillies. You can see old Granny up there on the back. Have you ever seen the movie or the show back in the day? It was basically about a bunch of hillbillies who struck oil on their land, got rich, moved to Beverly Hills, but did not really change their ways. They just kind of stayed being hillbillies the whole way through, living with the rich folk, and they didn't know what to think about them. Couple scenes there from the movie, and then right here, another motorcycle, and this is going to be from the Ghost Rider movie with Nicolas Cage. You can see right there the movie poster for it. And over here they've got the jacket that was worn in it, gloves, and his little shotgun. Now we're gonna continue on here. We're gonna get down into something that scared the bejesus out of me. But here next is the 1961 Galaxy Squad car from Andy Griffith. Everybody knows that little jingle. You can see it right here.
How'd you do that? Just tap the condenser box. We learned
lost old Andy. We got a little thing talking about the town of Mayberry. Now as you're passing by the Andy Griffith display here, the next one we're going to be getting into is the Storm Chaser Jeep from the Twister movie. And this was a movie just about storm chasers. They basically were trying to track the path of tornadoes so that way they could study them more, drop little devices in it so they could figure out the kind of patterns that they went through. But it's a movie that really sat well with me as a younger kid. Went to go see it in theaters. Hope you can see Dorothy here on the back. But I remember going in, it was nice and sunny, and when we came out, the weather had took a turn. It was real storming out and kind of scared me because I figured that we were about to get sucked up by a tornado just because the movie happened. And then right here, you've got the Jeep from MASH. And then it's gonna go from old to pretty recent here. The next vehicle that we're gonna run into is the Jeep Cherokee from Logan. You can see pictures back there of Wolverine. That's from the newer version of the movies there, where Wolverine's getting a little bit on the older side. And got the little protege with him in the movie who goes absolutely ballistic. If you've ever seen it or have not seen it, make sure you do. It's a great movie. And then over here we have a Cadillac, it looks like, that was owned by Paul McCartney. It's got some little things in the back here talking about the most recorded song, largest playing audience for a solo performer, which is 180 to 184,000 people over in Rio de Janeiro. Got a couple gold records there for the Beatles. And then right next to it, taking a wide jump, we're gonna go to the Back to the Future car. Got the DeLorean here. Let's go inside here and see if they've got it set to anything. Yeah, they don't have anything on the console. I was hoping they'd have the date set there for when they were going back in the future. Classic movie here, though. If you've not seen it, where have you been? So right here, they're testing it out. Now the next thing I've got here for you, see if you guys can guess before it gets there, but who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! Got the big Echo 1 here. This thing right here. Let's see, it's just made out of a giant hearse. Love some Ghostbusters. That scene with the librarian always used to creep me out as a child. She was all sweet and innocent, and then she just flipped the script on them. And this one's going to be from the classic versions of it, not the newer ones that have been recently released. This is going to be back from the original cast with Rick Moranis and Here next we got a Porsche from Steve McQueen's movie Le Mans, and then we have the 650cc A65L Lightning, the BSA. Now, even all the way up here in Gatlinburg, no matter where we go, it seems like we always run into something from the one and only Miss Dolly. We went down the crate, we saw that candy little picture of her. Here we've got her Cadillac. That's a 1997 Cadillac Diligence. You can see it's got her dress back there, but even when we're far away from Dollywood, we still run into pieces of Miss Dolly. Then here you got your Beach Boys. So 1955 Ford Thunderbird. See how clean it is on the inside. They just don't make cars like this anymore. This is something that you could actually run into a brick wall with and probably take the wall out before you will the car. Right over here we have got Herbie, the Love Bug. We're just watching that down there on the theater screen about how he created this one as well. Alright, now the next car that we got here, John just pointed out, it is a 1953 Buick Skylark that was owned by Bob Hope. They said they were only making 1,690 of these. They were all specially made for the person that they were being built for. And you can see even right here on the steering wheel, it was customized for Bob Hope. So you're never going to find any two of these that are going to be completely identical. Out of all the vehicles here, that's probably one of the coolest ones. Alright guys, now next here you're going to see we're going to run into the 1975 Lincoln Continental from good old Elvis Presley. Now he was the king of rock. Look how long this thing is. It is basically a boat. Cars have definitely gotten smaller in size over the years. Now something really cool about this is it actually shows the check that he wrote when getting this. You can see right here this the title for it. You get that back in 1960 or this is 1989. It doesn't say 69. And right here you can see he paid $14,237.94. Today that might buy you the tires. That's about as far as I think that's going to take you. Now, as you keep going past the King of Rock here, he's got his little... I'm guessing this is just a gun. So you can see it engraved, customized to him. This is going to be right here, selling 500,000 copies of a record. Then we're going to venture right off from the King of Rock into the King of Pop. Right here you got Michael Jackson's car. See, he's got his custom logo on there. See this one here. Got that Mercedes. As we're continuing around here, we've got some more cars from the Fast and the Furious. This is from the Fate of the Furious. This is the Stingray that Michelle Rodriguez drove as her character is Letty in the movie. And then we've got yet another one here from the Fast series. Seen a bunch down at the very beginning. Got a couple more up here. They really focus heavy on the Fast series here. Speaking of, we come to a section here that is a complete collection of just the Fast and Furious. We got a motorcycle here. That is definitely not the outfit that he wears in the movie. I think I prefer that better though, because at least that way you can smell what he's cooking.
Here is a 2006 B.A.D.
Now over here, we got the Bentley Continental. Look at this thing. This thing is fancy. Then you got basically the thing that made Eclipses so popular when the movie first came out was this green machine right here.
GT, also from the Fate of the Furious. Again, they have a lot of Fast and Furious cars here. Just walk around here
This one's got some sound effects that just completely scared the bejesus out of me. This is the Dodge Charger here. This is the big one. You can see right here in the back, got a little plaque here remembering old Brian, Paul Walker's character.
That was the car.
R.I.P. to you.
It's a little dark back in this corner, so it's a little hard to see.
Here we have the Batmobile from the Batman Returns movie. Starred Michael Keaton, Danny DeVito, Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. You see the Batman here. And then off of that, we are done. I think right here is where you exit through.
As you are exiting, you walk under the front.
Alright guys, with that we are done here at Star Cars. Popped in, not a huge museum, but they do have a lot of cool movie props. Old movies, new movies, some from TV shows. Some you may know, may not know, but if you guys are up here in Gatlinburg and you like old movie props, vehicles, stuff like that, check out Star Cars. It's right beside the Ridley's Haunted Adventure. It's definitely worth it. And a little tip, if you're local, you do get free admission, so make sure you mention that. You can pop in there and just check it out for free if you haven't been in a while like I have. I hadn't been in probably a decade, and it was pretty much a brand new museum. I hadn't seen a lot of the stuff in there. But as always, if you guys are new, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys here on the next adventure. Peace.